It's time for Tuesday Night Hoops, brought to you by the EP Sports Network.
Live from the Bob Leslie Gym here on a beautiful Tuesday night. I am Mondo the Monstradina along with my tag team partner. He is Christian Molinad. Christian, as we get ready for another great night of high school basketball. It's the end of the regular season there as we get the battle of number 2 versus number 3 here in District 1-6A basketball.
And if Franklin is fortunate enough to win tonight, they will be tied for first, which will lead to a meeting tomorrow to determine seeding for the playoffs. The games in 2-5A are all up in the air. The only matchup that is locked in going into next week is Franklin-Coronado. Eastwood could shake things up with a win here and solidify the standings, but Franklin has a lot to play for because if they can push into the 1 seed and get an easier matchup, it gives them a much better road to the playoffs.
And that's one of the things we talked about, Christian, last week when we did the Eastwood versus Americas game. You know these teams are going to be in the playoffs, but the bottom line is that these teams are playing for seeding, and that's exactly what you talked about there, Christian. So that's what we're getting ready to do here at this beautiful facility, the Bob Leslie Gym. You know, your first time here. You know, I know this is my second time here, and they had just done a tremendous job here with the gym here at the with YISD. Tremendous job.
Right, it's beautiful. It doesn't really even feel like a high school gym when you walk in. Very nice, very well done. The hospitality has been great as well.
Well, it looks like they're going to do the national anthem, so we'll take a timeout. We'll play a couple of ads from UIL, and then we'll be back. You're listening to Texas High School Basketball on EP Sports Network.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And welcome back to the Bob Leslie Gym as we get ready for this ball game here between the Eastwood Troopers and the visiting Franklin Cougars here. Christian, like I said, a lot of stuff to play for both schools.
Yeah, Franklin definitely wants to have this win. Eastwood's going to get locked into either 2 or 3, but for Franklin to get that 1 seed would be huge for them. It creates a much easier matchup down the road. but it's not guaranteed. If they win, they're going to have to go into a meeting tomorrow to figure out seeding, maybe a coin toss, a discussion, because they only have one loss, and America's only has one loss, so they're going to have to figure that out tomorrow. But first, they got to take care of business tonight.
We'll get with the starting lineups quickly here. Starting for the Franklin Cougars, it'll be Noah, Jamie Senior, or is it Jaime? Jaime Senior, 5'6", another junior. Adam Bowles is going to start for Franklin. Colin Cromings will be getting the start for the Cougars as well. You have Gabe Aguilar, a senior, and then you have Ben Delo. Christian, you want to do the Eastwood Troopers?
For the Troopers, you have Ryan Martinez, a 6'1" senior. George Garcia, the 5'9" senior. Isaac Mora, the 6'2" senior. Edgar Ramos, the 5'9" senior. And Alexander Flores, the unlisted senior at power forward.
And we are underway here from Bob Leslie Gym. The Eastwood Troopers get the basketball.
And so Cromies will start with it, gives it over to number 5.
That is George Garcia.
Garcia now with the ball over to Martinez. Up, and Aguilar is a little short. Rebound there by number 24. That's Aguilar. He'll bring it up across the halfway timeline. De La O gives him a screen. Gives it over to Cromies. Back over to Jaime. Jaime moves it over to Bowles on the right side of the court. Now over to Aguilar. Aguilar driving. He's going to get poked. No foul call. Looking inside. Now throws it outside over to the corner. That's Cromies. Now over to Jaime. Jaime driving. Goes inside near the paint. Doesn't want to put it up. Kicks it out to Bowles, and Bowles will get called for a travel call.
There's a couple instances there that I thought they might call a foul by the officials. You know, the officiating crew is led by a former coach, Chuck Veliz. But like I said, I like the fact that they're letting him play to start this game.
Edgar Ramos now with the ball. Now on our right side, gives it over to Garcia. Garcia kicks it for a 3 ball. That's going to be short. Rebounded there. That was Isaac Mora. Ball's going to go out of bounds, but it'll be favored in Franklin. Good shot there, Mondo. Just fell a little short.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a good play run there. Just wasn't able to hit the bucket there. But like I said, early going, you know, we played a minute into this game. Both teams just filling each other out right now, you know. Like I said, very reminiscent of what we saw last week between Eastwood and Americas.
You know, that's what's going to happen with a heavyweight bout. They got to feel each other out a little bit. Hyman now guarded by Ramos. Gives it over to Cromies. Cromies looking to get it inside, doesn't find it. Gets a screen from De La O. Trying to look inside, doesn't find it. De La O swings it all the way over to Jaime. Jaime looking to drive, has a little bit of lane, tries to put it up left-handed, doesn't get it. De La O with the rebound. He's a little too strong, and it's rebounded there by Mora for the Troop.
A bit too excited right now, or the Cougars are just going too fast when they're taking their shots.
Garcia with the ball on the right wing. Finds Reyes. Reyes now finds Ramos. Ramos now gives it over to Flores. Flores trying to get it inside to Mora, and it goes out of bounds, tipped. It'll be Eastwood ball. 6:09 here to go. We're scoreless here in the first period.
Like I said, both teams still filling each other out. You know, like you got to get the nerves because, like I said, this is the big game during the regular season.
Flores layup too strong for the Troop. Yep. Rebounded there by Aguilar. Aguilar pushes it, gives it to Jaime. Jaime gets blocked by Mora. Here comes Garcia. He's one-on-one, tries to make a move, layup, and it is good. That's the first bucket of the night, and it belongs to Garcia of the Troop. 2-0, 5:58 to go here.
And great aggressiveness by Garcia to go out there and recognize he had the lane, so he goes right in and scores the right-handed layup.
Inside to De La O, easy layup, but he misses it. Tries to get his own rebound, and that's 2 easy ones that he's missed here so far. Ramos pushing, doesn't like what he sees. He's going to bring it back out. He's got Garcia over to his left. Now he's going to drive again, gets a screen from Mora. Layup, no good. Little jump ball there, and it should be in favor of Franklin.
And you're right. The opportunities that Ben De La O has had for Franklin and hasn't been able to convert, you know, they've been right there, just been off. But at the same time, you know, I think it's a situation there that the Eastwood Troopers are going to have to recognize. If they get up fast on Franklin, they're going to have to learn what they did against America's last week and keep pushing and pushing.
Cromies looking inside to De La O. Now he's guarded by Molden, who just checked in. He's 6'5", so he's a little bit bigger. Then
and that's going to be foul on Jace Molden there.
Molden, who just checked in.
So 2-0 so far, 5 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the first quarter there. And like I said, low scoring affair, but like I said, Christian, same thing that we experienced last week between Americas and Eastwood. And the reason I bring that up is because that's the game we covered last weekend. Americas, of course, is number 1 in 6A. You got Franklin, who's number 2. Eastwood's number 3, you know. So Eastwood just faced the biggest team in the district, and they had a 9-point lead at halftime. And if it's a situation like that where they can come back and do the same thing against Franklin, because right now clearly Franklin is struggling to get their shots to go in, and that's something that I'm sure that Coach Peter Morales for the Eastwood Troopers is going to tell them if they get that big lead. But right now they only have a 2-0 lead. So I'll tell you what, there's a timeout on the court. So with 5 minutes and 4 seconds, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back. You're listening to Texas High School Basketball on EP Sports Network.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 826,000 high school student athletes in Texas have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Texas high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Texas.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to the Bob Leslie Gym here on the campus of the Eastwood Troopers. I am Mondo the Monster Medina, along with my man Christian Molinado. It is 2-0 here with 5 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in this first period. So both teams filling each other out. And Christian, once again, run by the scenario that is in stake for both teams.
So for the playoffs next week, with a Franklin win, they would tie for first with America, so that there'll have to be a discussion tomorrow based on seeding. If Eastwood was to win, you'd lock up first, second, and third. Eastwood remains at third. Franklin will be at second. The only matchup that we have official for next week is Friendship and Coronado, just because there's no ground for Coronado to make up on. So Franklin, they have a shot to tie for first. Eastwood has a chance to kind of let everything kind of fall into place as it is right now.
So basically, if Eastwood wins, it's the way it is right now. America's 1, Franklin 2, Eastwood 3.
Correct.
But if Franklin wins, we're tied for first, and then we're going to have a discussion.
Tomorrow, yes. There will be a meeting.
Does that mean we're going to have a dreaded coin toss?
That's probably a possibility.
Yeah.
Just because both teams will only have one loss in district.
All right, we get ready to resume play here at the Bob Leslie Gym.
So Holguin, not Holguin. Number 22, Vargas, 6'5". He'll check in to match the 6'5" Molden of the troop. Ball's brought in. Over the top is Jaime, near the volleyball line, moves it over to Aguilar. Aguilar looking to drive on the tie Molden, trying to go off the bank, and it's no good. Rebound here. Garcia to bring it up for Eastwood. Garcia to set up the offense, gives it over to Ramos. Ramos looking to drive, now swings it out to Mora. Mora now swings it back over to Reyes. Reyes back to Garcia, a little motion offense with some screens. Mora looking to drive, Going to stop, pop, and no good. Foul there by Molden. That's 2 quick fouls by Molden in back-to-back possessions. It'll be Franklin ball.
And that was a nice turnaround jumper by Gabe Aguilar. He just wasn't able to get it down, as even though I had a long timeout, we're going to have another timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. Hey, don't forget, check our website. It's epsportsnetwork.com. We got a lot of stuff up there, you know. The UTEP Miners just released their 2022 schedule, so if you want that information, go out there and check it out. Plus, we'll have recap of this game and much, much more. We'll let you know where teams are going to play. As soon as we find out, we'll put it on the website, because the playoffs start next week, right? They don't start on Friday. They'll start next week. All right, so that's the situation. Plus, we have a much more. We have like podcasts. You know, we're going to do one when we talk about the UIL realignment. It's going to affect everybody, all these schools here. So check out the website. It's epsportsnetwork.com.
So that's Aguilar to bring it in to Jaime. A little bit of a pressure here by Eastwood. It's a soft full man-to-man. Screen by Vargas. Now picks to Vargas. Vargas 3. That is good. I remember that from the McDonald's tournament. That sophomore, he can hit the 3 at 6'5".
Great shot by Aaron Vargas. You know, comes off the bench and very aggressively, and Franklin's got the lead.
Ramos with the ball, looking for. Looks like Devin Ramirez is checked in. Ramos kicks it out to Garcia. Garcia looking to drive, trying to make a move, doesn't like it, gives it over to Mora. Mora going on the tall Aguilar, shoots it, no good. 3:54 here to go. It is 3-2 in favor of Franklin. Here comes Jaime over on the right side near the baseline. Kicks it over to Bowles. Bowles now to Vargas once again, looking inside to Jaime. Good pass, layup, no good. That's 3 missed layups by the Franklin Cougars. Here comes Garcia. Trying to go quickly here. Doesn't like what he sees. Now gives it over to Ramos. Ramos inside to Mora. Now to Devin Ramirez. Ramirez goes up, kicks it over. Shot 3 ball. Good there by Edgar Ramos. Nice pass by Devin Ramirez on the drive and kick out. 5-3 with 3:15 here. Eastwood regains the lead.
Great shot by Ramos. Their team's trading up 3-pointers. Gotta love that.
Now with the ball is Aguilar, and he drives. Layup's good. Quickly done there over the 5'10 Reyes. That's a mismatch all day. Knotted up at 5, just under 3 minutes to go here. Ramos with the ball. This is going to go back and forth, I would presume. Ramos trying to drive, fouled there by Aguilar. A very, very not much of a reach there, not much there going, but a foul nonetheless. Mora now gives it over to Ramos with the ball. Trying to find a screen now, gives it over to Devin Ramirez, the freshman. Checks in early, makes a nice move, has a lane floater, no good. Just short iron, but he gets his own rebound over Vargas. That's interesting enough to box him out there. Here comes Reyes. Reyes trying to drive. He stops, pops, short corner, and it hits the high bank.
You know, it's something that was amazing. He takes a shot, hits the backboard, but it goes in, doesn't hit the back of the backboard. So great shot there, circus shot.
Sometimes you have to be lucky in those situations. Bowles gets picked by Ramirez. Here comes Garcia. It's 1-on-3, and he tries to go up, and he gets pickpocketed there by Ramos. Ramos now trying to get it across. Bowles now has it.
Great steal by Ramos there, the aggressiveness. Now he's got the basketball, but he commits the traveling violation. But still, nonetheless, on the other end, great job with the steal there, because that would have been the Troopers would have had another easy bucket, so it prevented them from scoring.
So now a little bit of a shorter lineup change for both sides. After De La O checked out, and the tallest man is Vargas on the floor for both sides. Eastwood trying to go a little fast here, I would assume. Herrera with the ball over to Martinez near the free throw line. Just a little too strong, or short, I'm sorry. Here comes Franklin now. They're pushing number 13, Herrera, with the ball now. He makes a move on Ramirez, trying to drive up, kicks it to Vargas. Vargas out to Jaime. Jaime 3 ball. That rattles in perfectly. 7-8. The Cougars, this lead will be traded back and forth. Herrera trying to push it up to Martinez. Doesn't like what he sees, so he kicks it back out to Herrera near the half-court line. Gives it over to Garcia. Garcia looking over, finds Ramirez. This kid can shoot threes with no hesitation, but he'll try to drive here. Doesn't like what he sees. Gives it back to Herrera. Herrera gets picked by Jaime, but it goes out of bounds. 1:08 here to go with the Cougars clinging on to a 1-point lead.
And like I told you, Christian, the teams are going to start slow, but they're going to pick it up. The pace definitely has picked up in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Herrera now with the ball, trying to drive on Cromies. Now Garcia driving on Jaime, trying to get it over to Mora. Doesn't like what he sees there, kicks it out. Ramirez with the ball on the left side. Tries to shoot a jump shot, no good. Vargas with the steal. He has Jaime if he has him. Yes, he does. Layup, too strong. 4 missed layups. And the putback there by number 13, Herrera. Garcia coming quick and gets an and one call. And just like that, gets it back. (10-9) is the score here.
And like I said, the aggressiveness of both teams, we talked about it, slow start, but they're going to, it's like a heavyweight fight, you know. They're trying to feel each other. Now they know what to expect, and now they're being aggressive, and this is the type of ball game we expected. And now it's a 1-point ball game with 38 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
So Garcia answering that layup from Franklin very quickly. Chance for an and one, no good, but he's going to get another shot at it. As I think Cromies
lane violation there.
Had a lane violation. Garcia was holding up that ball for quite some time.
Garcia's got 4 points in this ball game, leading the Troopers in scoring right now, looking for his 5th point.
Up, and this one's good. 37 seconds here. We're knotted up at 10. Man-to-man full court pressure here from the Troop. Jaime bringing it across, guarded by Garcia. Cromies now over to Aguilar. Aguilar near the volleyball line. Back over to Jaime. He's over on our left side near the wing. Looks at the clock, realizes he has time. We're knotted up at 10. Garcia guarding him well. Vargas trying to get the ball, but Cromies has it. Back to Jaime.
10 seconds left.
Right near 5. Tries to make a move. Gets pickpocketed. Marcus Herrera with the ball. Pushes it up to Garcia. He's got to get a shot off, and I don't think he got it off. I don't believe he got it off, but they're going to call it good.
They're going to count it.
They will call it good. That'll be a big momentum swing as Garcia hits the buzzer beater to take it to 13-10 in favor of the Troop.
And the one thing I liked about what Garcia did is that he had the patience. He knew that 10-second clock was going down. He had the basketball. He had a shot. He knew it was going to be over the three, like a little bit underneath the three-point line. So what he decided to do was take a step back three, and he nailed it at the buzzer. And he has 8 points already in this ball game. So congratulations to George Garcia. He's leading the Troopers in scoring with 8 points here. And that's the end of the first quarter, Christian. Tremendous job by the Troopers there.
Started off slow, but the last 4 minutes really picked up. But you got to be a little concerned with Franklin. They're missing a lot of layups inside. I have them as 4 missed layups. If they hit those, they would have 18 points.
And that's the thing. They had a lot of opportunities there. Ben De La O missed a couple of easy layups there. You know, I just thought the excitement of it for the Franklin Cougars, it is Diego Herrera and Aaron Vargas. They both have 3-pointers along with Noah Jaime. They got 3 points each here. And like I said, for the Troopers, George Garcia has got the 8 points. Edgar Ramos has got 3. And Andrew Reyes has got 2.
Vargas had a very good McDonald's tournament, if you remember. He can hit the 3, even though he's their 6'5" center. Here we go with the second quarter. Mora near the free throw line. Over to Marcus Herrera. Gives it back to Mora. Over to Garcia. Garcia nearing the top of the key. That's Flores now with the ball, who's had been missing for a little bit, but now checks back in. Martinez with a drive shot while he was floating out of bounds, and he hits it. And now it'll be Franklin ball down 5 with 7:27 here to go in the second quarter.
That was a beautiful floater by Martinez. But now he's too aggressive, you know, and he gets the reach-in foul.
As he was going out of bounds, it's a very difficult shot, but he laid it up perfectly in that short corner.
5-point lead for the Troop.
Bowles now with the ball, guarded by Garcia. Getting a screen from Vargas near the top of the key, trying to drive. Has a shot, doesn't like it, kicks it out to Vargas. Vargas drives. Now another kick out to Tarango. And they're going to call an offensive foul. It'll be troop ball.
That foul is going to be on Aaron Vargas, so that'll be his first foul of this game.
Just around 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Ramos, guarded by Bowles, makes a move, spins, kicks it over to Herrera. Herrera trying to drive. Almost a double dribble. Martinez now with the ball near the top of the key. Now to Herrera over on the corner, left side, back over to Ramos, inside to Flores, and that is good. 17-10 now. 6:38 to go here in the second quarter.
That was Isaac Mora with the bucket there, and a good job with the patience, that Eastwood had. They got it down low to Mora, and he was able to get that bucket. Now they got a 7-point lead, does Eastwood.
Another turnover. Mora fights for it, gets the ball, and Coach Peter Morales will call a timeout.
So it's a 30-second timeout. It's a 7-point lead for Eastwood, 17-10 here with 6 minutes and 23 seconds left to go until halftime. Remember what's at stake. Christian told you earlier, if Franklin wins this game, they tie with Americas for first place in 6-1A. If Eastwood wins, then the way they are right now, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, Americas, Franklin, and then Eastwood. So it'll be very interesting to see if the Cougars can get something together, but they have, like you said, Christian, they've missed a lot of easy shots so far in this first half.
Yeah, maybe the nerves are getting to them because at the same time we're saying they're tying for first, but they also get a gold ball.
Yeah.
They get a district title under their
that's
belt.
right. They're tied for a district championship,
So maybe those nerves are maybe getting to them a little bit. Edgar Ramos now with the ball, guarded by Bowles. Trying to make a fast push, gives it over to Herrera, top of the key. Swings it over to the wing, back to Herrera. Nice pump fake, gets him in the air, but misses the shot. Rebound's going to be tipped around, but it'll be Franklin ball. Brought up across the way by Bowles, who's guarded inside. Trying to go for a layup, but loses the ball. Layup put up, that's good there by Diego Herrera. 17-12 is now the score. That's the junior getting the deflection and putting it back up. 5:45 here to go in the second quarter. Push there.
And that's 5 points for Herrera so far. And you said now we have an offensive foul on Eastwood there. And the Troop has got to be careful there because that could be the start of a momentum swing for the Franklin Cougars.
5:42 here to go in the second quarter. 17-12, Eastwood holds the lead. Here comes Bowles across. Guarded really well, now gives it over to Tarango. Tarango trying to drive on Martinez. Backs him down but loses the ball. But they'll retain possession. No screen movement here. And Adam Castillo calling for more screen movement. Vargas not in the game and Dela O not in the game. That kind of takes away their size. Trying to get it inside the Tarango, no good. Turnover here. Here comes Eastwood. Eastwood pushing, that's Ramos on the wing. Setting up his offense. Trying to find a man, finds Martinez now near the top of the key. Trying to get it inside to Mora. Makes a move, layup, good. That extends the lead to 7 with 5:06 here to go in the second quarter.
And now Mora's got 5 points in this ball game. Like I said, once again, great offensive play running by the Troopers there.
Bowles with the ball now near the volleyball line, top of the key. Trying to drive, bangs his body a little bit. Misses it though, rebound by Mora. Here comes Ramos, pushing it up to Reyes. Reyes now gives it back to Ramos. Driving inside, blocked. Almost a good layup, but now it's blocked. Here comes Bowles trying to drive. What's going to be the call here? Charge.
That's going to be a charge. You saw that Bowles led with his body, his left elbow. But on the other side, a great job where Eastwood had gone to Mora 2 times before. They went to him a third, and Franklin was having none of that. They got that block there. But nonetheless, it's still a 7-point lead with 4 minutes and 30 seconds until halftime for Eastwood.
Here comes Ramos with the ball for the Troop, gives it over to Martinez. Back to Ramos, trying to look inside. The Martinez doesn't have it. Gives it to Mora. They're trying to do a little bit full court, not a half court trap, excuse me. Mora, pump fakes, drives, has a lane, but he misses the easy floater. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Franklin ball.
I think at that situation, if he can make that three, he takes it because he had a wide open three. That hesitation there, and then the pump fake, and then the drive into the lane, I think that's what cost him that bucket there.
Here comes Jaime for the Cougars. Trying to make some moves here on Ramos. Screens inside. We'll see if Jaime can get free. Now gives it over to Aguilar. 3-ball. Beautifully done. That brings it to within 4, 1950.
And that just proved my point. You see how Aguilar didn't hesitate at all. He was open for the three, and he took it, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Mora kicks it out to Reyes. He tried to answer with a three. Martinez tried to put it back up. Mora tries to put it back up, and he misses it. 2 interior misses, and a foul called by the Troop. 2 interior rebounds, first by Martinez, then by Mora. Could not hit those layups. And now Eastwood's starting to struggle a little bit from inside the paint.
And that's what happened last week when Eastwood played against Americas. And like I said, I'm going to go to this game a little bit. I've referenced it about 5 times already because this is exactly what happened as well. Eastwood had a 9-point lead at the half. Right now, the biggest lead they had was 7. Now it's a 4-point lead for Eastwood here.
Tarango with the ball, loses it. Here comes Ramos, layup, good. Uncontested on that fast break was Edgar Ramos. Now Diego Herrera with the ball, trying to bring it across. Now gives it over to Jaime on their right wing. Top of the key is Aguilar. 3-ball and 1. Ice in his vein. Gabe Aguilar, the senior, gets the foul. 3-point to make it a 4-point ball. 4-point play.
Yeah, 4-point play. It's a 3-point ball game now, and Gabe Aguilar has 8 points in this first half. Like you said, I love the non-hesitation there, and now he's got 9 points in the first half. And Christian, it is a 2-point ball game.
How quickly things are swinging.
Eastwood had a 7-point lead. Now it's down to 2.
Here we go with Garcia, guarded by Jaime. Charge call. And so Jaime gets it back.
And I like the fact that the officials are keeping it equal because we had a charge on the other side by Franklin. Now we have a charge against Eastwood.
2:51 here to go before half. Jaime with the ball, guarded by Ramos. Takes it near the middle. Gives it over to Herrera, top of the key. Now to Aguilar. He likes that spot, but pump fakes. Looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Devin Ramirez with a little bit of a push. Now Jaime with the ball, trying to drive. He's going to shoot a 3 in his face. He gets another one, and there's the lead for the Cougars. They haven't had it for a minute. Now go up 1 with 2:22 here to go before half. Now Garcia with the ball, gets a screen from Flores. Back to Flores at the top. Here comes Devin Ramirez. He can shoot the 3-ball, but he banks it a little too strong. Rebounded by Noah Jaime. He looks to push, trying to find a lane. Aguilar hanging around the 3-ball. He's been hot from there. Maybe do a little heat check. Drives in on Devin Ramirez near the free throw line. Just a little too strong. Rebounded here by Eastwood. Here comes Ramos, guarded by Tarango. Gets it over to Flores. Flores back to Ramos. Almost a little lazy pass. Almost intercepted. Edgar Ramos with the ball. Now over to Devin Ramirez, the freshman. Now to Garcia. Back to Ramirez. Trying to drive. Doesn't like what he sees. Kicks it out to Ramos. 3-ball. No good. Rebounded by Herrera. Herrera pushes it. Now gives it over to Jaime.
And Eastwood took the right shot there. He was left all alone. Took that 3,
Jaime with the ball, trying to drive. Looks for a foul, doesn't get it. Rebounded by Flores. Flores is going to have to bring it across by himself as Tarango is right on Ramos. Now Garcia with the ball. Volleyball line now working to the top of the key. Now back to Edgar Ramos.
1 minute left to go until halftime.
Layup, no good. Rebounded by Flores. Gets it off Aguilar. 51 seconds here to go before half.
Like I said, a great job by the Cougars. The biggest lead for Eastwood was 7, and Franklin came all the way back, and now they have a 1-point lead. Matter of fact, both teams haven't scored in the last minute and 30, more like a minute and 40 seconds.
Garcia with the ball to Mora, over to Marcus Herrera. Back over to Garcia, ball gets tipped. It'll be troop ball with 48 seconds to go before half. Vargas is now brought in from Franklin for some size. Gives it over to Herrera near midcourt. Working to the left side. Trying to drive. Gives it over to Garcia. Garcia's trying to drive now. Looking to kick it out to Ramirez, but it's tipped by Tarango. 36 seconds
And I will
here.
say we've had some good defense played in the last couple of seconds here by both squads. 36 seconds left to go until halftime.
Definitely making them work. Now Marcus Herrera, middle of the court, works to the right, trying to drive, goes up, misses it. Rebound by Aguilar, 28 seconds to go, but he's a little too fast. Here comes Garcia off a pass from Mora, and it is good. Mora with the assist, and now the Troop go up by 1. Here comes Jaime, 18 seconds and counting. Over to Aguilar, who's has some 3 balls. They'll likely hold for the last possession, down 1. Trying to drive, he's now triple team, trying to get it out. There's got to be a foul there, but there's none called. Vargas now, 3 ball. Too strong, rebounded. Aguilar puts it up right before the buzzer to take a 1-point lead in favor of Franklin, and that's an exciting way to close out the half. Franklin going up 1 off a rebound by Aguilar. Put back 24-23 from Bob Leslie Gymnasium.
What a great ending to that second half. You know, both teams being very aggressive, and then I love the fact that Gabe Aguilar on the rebound puts it back in at halftime. Gabe Aguilar has got 11 points in this game so far. So it's halftime, like Christian said. It is 24-23 in favor of the Franklin Cougars. We'll take a quick timeout, and after the break, we'll try to find some scores. We'll talk more about this game and much, much more. You're listening to Texas High School Basketball on EP Sports Network.
Welcome to the Tuesday Night Hoops Halftime Show, brought to you by the EP Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Bob Leslie Gym on the campus of the Eastwood Troopers here in El Paso, Texas, where it's halftime, and the Franklin Cougars have come all the way back to take a 1-point lead, 24-23. The Eastwood Troopers had a 3-point lead at the end of the first quarter. By the way, Mondo the Mastrodin along with Christian Molinar with the broadcast right here on EP Sports Network. Eastwood had a 3-point lead at the end of the first quarter, 13-10, and then the biggest lead they had in that first quarter and first half, Christian, was 7 points. But then I talked about it. They got to be careful there. They made a couple of mistakes, and then you had Franklin go on that big run there, and then Franklin took the lead with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left, and then right before, I say with about 15 seconds left to go in the second quarter, Eastwood retook that lead, but then it was Franklin, it was Gabe Aguilar with the putback off the rebound, and that gives them a 1-point lead, and that's where we're at the half, 24-23 in favor of the Franklin Cougars. We've had 3 lead changes in this game so far because Eastwood had been leading the entire game. So that's the one thing that I'm sure Coach Peter Morales is telling the team that, hey, we've been here before. This happened last week against Americas. You know, we had the lead, but now it's only a 1-point lead. So once again, Christian, go over the scenarios. If Franklin wins, what happens? If Eastwood wins, what happens?
If Franklin is to come out victorious, they get tied for first. They'll be co-district champs with Americas. If Eastwood wins, your standings would be as follows: Americas, Franklin, Eastwood, Coronado. Coronado's not moving regardless. The only thing that really changes is Franklin wins, they get a gold ball, and to be co-district champs with Americas.
And that's what they're fighting for. And both teams, like I said, not only are both teams are like Christian said, they're in the playoffs, but you want to have some momentum, and if you're the Eastwood Troopers and you Coach Morales, you're telling the players, hey, you know what? We win this ball game, we're still going to be the third seed in our district, but the bottom line is we're still going to have a game on our home court. Let's be real, more likely, yes.
Right.
And then, you want to have some momentum, and you'll have that confidence knowing that you beat a team that if they would have beaten you, they would have been the district champions, So on the flip side, that I just said it's district champions. And, of course, I'm sure that Coach Adam Castillo wants another district championship there, and well-deserved. This is a team that they know how to win. We saw them, Christian, in mid-December at the McDonald's tournament that took place at Eastwood at East Lake High School. They won the tournament. They beat a couple of big teams. There was a couple of big teams that played in that tournament. So for sure, the Franklin Cougars know how to win games.
Yeah, they know how to grind it out. And I think if Del O doesn't return for them, they're going to have to rely on Vargas and Aguilar a little bit more for their size. But for Eastwood, you got to make the most of your opportunities. They've missed some shots inside. They've gotten a little lackluster moving the ball on offense. And you can kind of see they want to get out in fast breaks, but Franklin is equally as fast, so they're not allowing those fast break points to happen. But if you're Franklin, if I'm Coach Adam Castillo, I'm telling those guys, make the easy points. We're getting all the hard, in-your-face three-pointers. We're getting three-pointers and ones, but we're missing our layups. We're missing our interior paint shots. If we hit those, Eastwood couldn't really hang with us.
If like you're right, if they made those interior shots, those easy layups that they had, right now Franklin would easily be up by at least 6 points, something to that effect. But nonetheless, that's not the score. It's a 1-point lead for Franklin right now. So I'll tell you what, we'll take a timeout, and when we come back from the break, we'll be ready for the second half. It's halftime here at Bob Leslie Gym on the campus of the Eastwood Troopers. The visiting Franklin Cougars have a 24-23 lead on the Eastwood Troopers. You're listening to Texas High School Basketball on EP Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bob Leslie Gym here on the campus of Eastwood High School in El Paso High School. Uh-oh, got a little Sweet Caroline going on, Christian. There you go.
Beautiful.
And by the way, this is a beautiful facility that if you have not visited the campus here of Eastwood High School, this Bob Leslie Gym is impressive. There's a couple of great new arenas we got here in El Paso. This is one of them. And then the other one is at down the street here on McRae. That is Ballard High School. They've got multiple gyms, 2-story gyms. Yeah. So I just want to bring that up before we start anything. We're about a minute away before we get the second half underway. And once again, thank you so much for joining us here on EP Sports Network. Mando the Monster Medina along with Christian Molinad. What's at stake? Like Christian said, for Franklin, it's a district title. They will be sharing a district championship with Americas if they win this ball game. If they lose, then that means the Eastwood Troopers will cement their spot at the 3 spot there. So we'll see how they come out. A very good second half, second quarter. Like I said, Christian, the first quarter the teams were going to start slow, and that's exactly what happened. They started slow, but then towards the end of that first quarter, the teams got more confidence, and they went out there. They started exchanging buckets, and then the second quarter, that's what we wanted to see because the team's going back and forth. Franklin made that run, but then Eastwood wasn't going to give up the lead that quickly, and then the end of the first quarter, big 3 at the buzzer by Garcia for Eastwood, and then Aguilar a big shot at the buzzer as well. So let's see how this second half ends up here on EP Sports Network.
Let's see if Coach Adam Castillo was able to get his team a little bit more relaxed. I think they were a little nervous with the district title on the line. It'll be Franklin ball to start. Jaime with the ball. You got Vargas, Cromines out here. You also have Bowles and Aguilar. Aguilar with the ball now. Over to Cromines. Back to Jaime. 3 ball. No good. A little aggressive there. Martinez with the rebound.
Yeah.
And he'll step out of bounds. It'll be Franklin ball.
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised there wasn't a push-off called on Martinez because he pushed off. And I could see it. And there's an official right in front of him. I'm surprised that was not called. But Nonetheless, they still get the turnover because Martinez stepped on the line.
I got to believe the stepping out of the line was sort of a makeup call.
I think you're right.
Jaime, layup from good. Vargas with a beautiful pass. Nice cut by Jaime. That gets it started much earlier than the first and second quarter.
Great give and go there by Franklin. Tremendous job.
So now Martinez for the Troop, getting a screen from Flores over to Gabe Garcia, the leading scorer in that half. Ball's going to get turned over. Here comes Jaime, one-on-one layup, good. So he's got 4 points early here in the third quarter, 28-23, 7:01 here to go in the third quarter.
Franklin started this quarter with a 4-0 run.
Here comes inside to Martinez. That's good. 28-25 is now your score with 6:43 to go. Here in the third quarter, here's Jaime. Guarded by Ramos, now Aguilar, guarded by Martinez. Jaime with the ball again, trying to get a screen from Vargas, does. Gets double team, dribbles out of it. Over now to Cromines to Aguilar. They're not going to let him get those threes easy like he did in the first half, but he'll get one here off the screen. Good! Bottom of the bucket for Gabe Aguilar, and he's a very good three-point shooter for this Franklin Cougar.
And he hit that in rhythm. He was very confident. Like you said, he's very cool, calm, collected. He got it. Great stroke there on that three-pointer by Aguilar.
31-25. Vargas trying to get a steal. Does it. Martinez now kicking it out to Ramos. Over to Garcia. Three ball. No good. Just a little too strong. Vargas with the rebound. He'll try to get it to Jaime, but it's tipped out of bounds by Gabe.
And Gabe Aguilar, the senior for the Franklin Cougars, has 14 points in this game. So the senior showing up. We got to remember, too, this is the last game for him of the regular season here for his high school career.
3 threes from Gabe Aguilar and an and one off of one of them. Aguilar with the ball, guarded by Reyes. Now over to Bowles. Bowles trying to drive into the trees. Does. Layup floater, good. And Franklin much more calm and much more settled and making the most of their shots to start this second half. Timeout by Coach Peter Morales. He's not happy with how this has started. Essentially 2 points from the Troop to the 9 of Franklin here to start the third quarter.
So it's a 9-2 run to start this quarter for the Franklin Cougars, and now they have an 8-point lead, and that is their biggest lead of the game so far, Christian.
They've done a really good job of flipping the script, but now they hit their layups, they're hitting their open threes, they're getting steals, hitting their floaters, things they weren't doing in the first half. They're doing it a much better in this first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of this third quarter.
And that is also without the services of Ben De La O, who it looks like he is not going to return to this game. He's at the end of the bench there. I don't think he's going to return, but the Franklin Cougars have done a great job, like I said, Christian. 9-2 run to start this third quarter. You know, now they have an 8-point lead. Let's see how the Eastwood Troopers respond here after this timeout.
So it'll be Troop ball. Andrew Reyes will bring it in for Eastwood. Get that into Edgar Ramos. Guarded by Aguilar. Garcia now with the ball. Now Devin Ramirez has checked in. Remember, the freshman can hit threes. Now gives it over to Mora. Cross-court pass over to Ramos. He's trying to look to drive into the trees and hits it. Foul and one opportunity coming for Edgar Ramos. Beautifully done there off the glass, shooting over the tall Vargas.
And you got to love what he did. He actually had the ball, and he made it seem like he looked down to see if he was going to look like if he had stepped on the line. And then when the Franklin player looked to see also, that's when he made his move. Unfortunate he didn't make his free throw, though.
Hyman pushing the ball up quick for Franklin. Trying to drive on Ramos, does. Bank shot, no good. From point-blank range, didn't get it. Here comes Devin Ramirez for Eastwood. No foul called there. No block or charge. Jaime was ready for the layup, and that is good for Franklin. No call on a block or charge there that led to the fast break for Franklin.
And now Noah Jaime has got 12 points in this game for Franklin.
Garcia driving inside to Mora, and another and one. Mora hitting the layup underneath, has a chance to get this within 5 for Eastwood.
Great recognition there by Eastwood to get the ball down there to Mora, who had a great opportunity to make that shot, and he did. Trying to make this a 3-point play.
4:25 here to go in the third quarter. That one misses. That's 2 free throws that have been missed.
And that makes it a 6-point lead.
Jaime with the ball, guarded by Ramos, over to Vargas. Vargas now to Bowles. Bowles, top of the key, guarded by Garcia. Now over to Jaime, who's guarded by Ramos. Gets a screen from Vargas. Drives, pops from about 10 out and hits it. He's looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Garcia will bring it across. Excuse me, that's Ramos will bring it across.
And now Jaime has got 14 points in this game, Christian.
He's had 6, I believe, in this quarter alone, getting much more active on the offensive side. Ramos with the ball, gives it over to Mora, now to Garcia, over to Ramirez, swinging it all the way around the world. Devin looking for a screen, doesn't get it, gets past Vargas. Now Reyes with the ball, back to Ramos. Patient, trying to get a screen from Mora, does, drives over Vargas. Short, rebound by Franklin. Now it's pushed by Gabe Aguilar, who's got numbers. He's got Jaime in the corner. Tries to drive, and it'll be a charge called. Had Jaime in the corner, chose to drive on it.
Yeah, and that's an obvious call there, by the officials there, because Aguilar did charge there. By the way, it's back to an 8-point lead for the Franklin Cougars, and that's the largest lead they've had in this ballgame.
37-29, 3:14 and counting. Garcia will bring the ball across, guarded by Jaime, Noah Jaime. Now Devin Ramirez with the ball. Now to Ryan Martinez, top of the key. Devin Ramirez from the wing, 3-ball, got it. And that freshman, that is why he's on varsity. He can hit threes in big moments. 32-37.
Back to a 5-point lead now.
Vargas giving a screen for Jaime. Now on the right wing is Gabe Aguilar. Over to Tarango on the left wing. Back to the right wing is Bowles. Now near the middle is Aguilar to Jaime, who's on the right wing. Looking for a cutter, doesn't find him. Aguilar with the ball, driving on Martinez, stops, pops, and hits it with an and one coming. From about 18 feet out, he hits that. Takes it to 39-32.
16 points for Gabe Aguilar here, and we're still in the third quarter. 2 minutes, 32 seconds left to go in this game, and they can push it back up to that 8-point lead there, Christian.
And it is no good, so it'll stay at 7. 2:31 here to go. Here comes Eastwood. Again, Franklin playing for a chance at a district title. Eastwood trying to cement themselves in the third place for the playoffs. Here comes Ramirez, passing to Martinez. Kicks it out to Garcia, 3-ball. No good. Here comes Gabe Aguilar. He's pushing it. Has Bowles for 3. No good. Rebound by Eastwood. Here comes Garcia. He's going to push. Gives it to Ramirez. No up and down call there. Should have been one, but no. Ramirez, 3-ball. He hit it from that spot earlier. This time it's too short. Rebound by Gabe Aguilar. He'll kind of calm it down a little bit. 1:52 here to go.
And that's exactly what Coach Adam Castillo told the team. Settle down a little bit. Use the clock.
Jaime gets a screen from Vargas. He's going to be patient here. There's no rush from Franklin. Over to Jaime, right wing, gets a screen from Vargas. Shoots it from a short distance. No foul call there, as he claims he was hit on his forearm. 1:28 to go. Garcia for the Troop will bring it up. Garcia inside to Mora. Work on Vargas. Gets it up. Hook shot. No good. Tries to track his rebound. He does. Devin Ramirez for 3. And he hits it. That's 2 3-pointers for Ramirez in this quarter. And that's why the freshman is on the varsity squad.
Devin Ramirez coming off the bench, like you said, Christian, a freshman. 6 big points for the Eastwood Troopers, and that brings the lead down to 4, 39-35, with 1 minute and 12 seconds left to go in this third quarter. So you're right. That's why the freshman is on this squad there, because he can hit the three, and that's exactly what he's doing here.
When you have a kid that young and who can hit it in pressure situations, you move him up from freshman, you skip over JV, and you put him on varsity for moments like this. 4-point ball game, and now you're going to start to see these teams trade buckets. You're going to see them try to go a little faster. If you're Franklin, you don't have to rush it. But Eastwood wants this to be a track meet because that's when they're closing the gap.
And that's exactly it. You're going to play yourself into Eastwood's hands if you do it run and gun here. You know, they should slow it down here. But it's great basketball to watch, though, when they're
going back and forth.
Yeah, when they're going 100%.
So here comes pressure from Eastwood. It's going to be a 1-1, 2-1, sort of a diamond little trap pressure. Tarango with the ball, gives it over to Gabe Aguilar. That pressure will back off a little bit. Guarded by Martinez. Breaks it across, and they'll call a foul on Martinez, who's guarded Aguilar. And when he's guarded Aguilar, he's made it a little tough for him. Gets a foul there, called on him.
1 minute, 4 seconds left to go. Still a 4-point lead for Franklin. Substitution as Garcia will be coming back into the game, replacing Martinez for the Troopers.
Here comes Diego Herrera, who just checked in for Franklin. Here comes Vargas, trying to give him a screen, doesn't use it. Driving on Devin Ramirez. Hook shot, no good. Here comes Marcus Herrera, who just checked in as well for the Troop. 46 seconds, 39-35 in favor of Franklin. Marcus Herrera now gets a screen from Mora, driving, top of the key. Over to Ramirez. That's the same spot he hit the last one, just a little short this time. Rebound by Tarango. Gabe Aguilar now.
30 seconds left to go in this quarter, Christian.
25 now. He looks over to Coach Adam Castillo for the call. Over now to Herrera. Tarango looking to get open, doesn't have it. Now it's over to Gabe Aguilar, guarded by Garcia. There's a height advantage if Aguilar wants to use it. 10 seconds here to go. Gets his screen from Vargas. 5 seconds, shoots up the three. Short iron. Can Herrera push it? Here comes Marcus Herrera. He has to get it off. He doesn't. Time will expire, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter with Franklin holding on to a 4-point lead, 39-35 over Eastwood.
And we talked about it, Christian, how would both teams come out of the second half to start that second half. Of course, Franklin had a 1-point lead at halftime, and Franklin was the team that responded. They started that third quarter on a 9-2 run there, and their biggest lead for Franklin is 8 points, and right now they've got that 4-point lead. So if you're an Eastwood fan, it's imperative that the coach Peter Morales gets the team to settle down, cause a couple of turnovers. Though they got to go on the run of their own, but at the same time, you're the Franklin Cougars. You're playing for a share of a district championship, better seeding in the playoffs there. So I'm sure that's what Coach Adam Castillo just told the team right now during the commercial break.
Yeah, and you know, that is a 15-point quarter for Franklin. That's the highest for both teams. So they came out more aggressive and they utilized the inside and they hit their shots when it mattered the most. It'll be Troop ball here in the final quarter. The final 8 minutes of the regular season here from Bob Leslie Gymnasium. Mora with the ball. Now to Reyes. Over to Garcia on the left wing. Inside to Mora. Guarded by Vargas. He's going to go up and misses it. Tarango fighting for it. There'll be a foul called on the floor.
And that was unfortunate because that was a great look from Mora. He was right there, just too aggressive.
And Vargas talking to the officials, wanting a charge call, wanting why the elbow wasn't called there. So Mora now with the ball over to Ramos. Ramos to Garcia. Devin Ramirez hanging out in the same spot that he's been all night. That's his favorite spot from three. Garcia driving, kicks it out to Ramirez. Trying to shoot an elbow shot, doesn't like it, pulls it back over to Garcia. There's no shot clock, so they don't have to rush it here. Ramos on Herrera driving. Resets to the volleyball line near half court. Now driving into the teeth of the defense over Vargas, just a little too strong. Rebounded by Gabe Aguilar. Here comes Bowles trying to drive. Oh, they left him alone, and he hits that layup. Adam Bowles, the 5'6" junior, caught them napping. Now they go up 41-35, 7 minutes to go in the final quarter.
4 points for Adam Bowles in this game. Great, you know that they hesitation step, and then he drove into the lane, got that easy bucket.
Garcia now guarded by Bowles, trying to get inside. Ramirez 3-ball. That's another one. Kid has ice in his veins. He doesn't shy away from the moment. 41-38, 3-point lead for Franklin. 6:40 to go here in the fourth quarter.
9 points for Devin Ramirez, a true freshman off the bench.
Bowles, 3-ball. That's good. He answered the call. Back-to-back threes. They're trading them now, 44-38.
Teams exchanging three-pointers. You gotta love it, folks.
Now Ramirez with the ball. Guarded by Aguilar, driving. Now Garcia with the ball over to Ramos, right wing, guarded by Herrera. Driving top of the key, gives it to Devin Ramirez. Trying to make a move on Gabe Aguilar, does. Kicks it out, 3-ball from Garcia, and he hits it. Who's gonna drop the phone call? Both these teams trading the three, 44-41. 5:51 here to go in the fourth quarter. Here comes Bowles. Over to Tarango. Over to Aguilar, who's near the three-point line. Couple of screens now. Bowles with the ball is going to get a screen from Vargas. He's going to drive, try to finish, and he does! Over the taller Mora. 46-41, 5:27. Here comes Garcia now. Over to Reyes. Ramos has a three if he wants it, doesn't take it. Now he decides to and gets fouled by Vargas.
The teams just playing great basketball, going back and forth. You got an exchange of three-pointers and then two by Franklin, and now you're going to have a free throw opportunities there for Edgar Ramos there. 5-point ball game coming down to the wire, about 5 minutes left to go in this game.
Remember when it took them 4 minutes to get 2 points in the first quarter?
Exactly.
And as they warmed up, as they got comfortable with it, they started trading blows.
Ramos misses his first free throw. By the way, Adam Bowles going crazy in this fourth quarter. He now has 9 points. Same time, Devin Ramirez coming off the bench. 9 points for Eastwood, as well as Ramos makes his second free throw.
46-42, 5:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Start to see the nerves really picking up here on both benches, getting a little antsy here. Third one is up, too strong, rebounded by Cromies of Franklin. Here comes Jaime, pushing the ball, looking inside, turns it over, almost turns it over, excuse me, now Bowles with it, trying to get it inside to Gabe Aguilar. Doesn't like what he sees, guarded by Reyes. Now Aguilar goes up, and he misses the easy almost layup inside. Stays at 46-42. Here comes Ramirez, the freshman. They're trying to get him open. They're setting some screens for him, trying to see if he'll get free. Garcia holding onto the ball, trying to get it inside to Mora. Doesn't like what he has. Gives it back to Edgar Ramos near the volleyball line, near half court right wing. Now they give it to Ramirez. Tell him to go to work. Drive, stops, pops it back out to Garcia. He's going to stop, pop, give it inside to Mora. He's going to go to work there. Can he get it? Yes, he does. 46-44, 2-point ball game in favor of Franklin with 4:25 to go. It'll be a timeout by Eastwood.
Great job by Eastwood right there in the last offensive possession for the Troopers. I think I counted like at least 4 or 5 passes, and then eventually they got it down low to the big man, Isaac Mora. Spin move there makes the bucket, and it is now a 2-point game with 4 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the game. Just great basketball we're watching right now, Christian.
And it's just been, now these kids are starting to hit their threes unconsciously. It's like they took 3 quarters to warm up. But now we're going to have our highest scoring quarter, I think, of the entire game.
Yeah, but like I said, you got to be like, you got to be impressed. Devin Ramirez off the bench for Eastwood has 9 points, and this is a freshman. You know, my man can ball, obviously there, but at the same time, you got Adam Bowles, who has come alive in this quarter as well for the Franklin Cougars.
A role player, definitely. Bowles wasn't really shooting the ball early on. but now he steps up, and sometimes you need your role players to sort of bail you out when you have Dela O, who you rely on, is not in the game anymore.
And you got to remember, exactly, I was about to say that Dela O is not in the game. 4 minutes, 25 seconds. How will this one end?
Full court pressure here again.
District championship on the line for Franklin.
The little bit of press trap, but it's a little laxed. Jaime brings it across to Garcia. Now Gabe Aguilar guarded by Ryan Martinez, trying to make a move, and he's going to get picked off by Ryan Ramirez. Here comes Garcia for the tie, but Jaime picks him clean. Good defense by Noah Jaime. It'll be Eastwood ball under the bucket with 4:08 to go. A chance to either tie or take the lead here for the Troop.
Great defense by both squads.
Garcia trying to get it in to Reyes. Doesn't get it. Turnover. Here comes Gabe Aguilar. He's got numbers, but he's going to kick it out to Bowles, who's been hot. Ooh, that's going to be an air ball. Here comes Ryan Martinez, not waiting for anybody. Layup, no good. Mora puts it back, and there we go. We're tied 46 apiece with 3:40 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Mora, the trailer there, puts the bucket back, and we are tied at 46.
Jaime with the ball. You got Tarango over to his right, Bowles to his left. Now gives it to Gabe Aguilar, who's at the top of the key. Looking for some help. Pass Tarango, 3-ball. He gets one of his own. And now it just seems like everybody from Franklin can shoot that 3-ball. 49-46, 3:22 here to go in the fourth quarter.
Tarango's first points of this game, and they're huge, a big 3.
Inside to Mora near the free throw line. Gives it back to Garcia, 3:08 to go. Now Mora with the ball, jumper from 18 out, doesn't get it. Rebound by Cromines. Here comes Jaime. Coach Adam Castillo for Franklin tells Jaime, relax. 2:57 here to go in the fourth quarter. Now Gabe Aguilar, who's had a lot of the points early on, been featured.
He's got 16 points in the game so far.
Jaime with the ball, back to Aguilar. Kind of cooled off a little bit, but here comes Aguilar. Jumper, fouled. Won't get the bucket, but he'll get 2 at the free throw line.
And let me just say this, that a tremendous job there by the Franklin Cougars, and the fact that you have somebody who hadn't scored yet, and Pedro Tarango coming off, hitting that big 3 after the game was tied.
First one, no good.
Because that's a momentum killer, because Eastwood came all the way back. Remember, Franklin's biggest lead was 8, so Eastwood came all the way back, tied the ball game, and then you had Tarango with that big dagger.
And that's what we're talking about, role players stepping up when one of your starters goes down. Everybody's got to contribute a little bit more. That's Bowles, and that's been Tarango, and definitely Gabe Aguilar, who hits his second free throw to extend it to a 4-point lead. 50-46 with 2:35 here to go in the fourth quarter. George Garcia now with the ball, driving on Jaime, gets a screen from Flores, almost loses control, trying to drive again, looking for a screen for Devin Ramirez, doesn't have it. Now Flores with the ball, gives it back to George Garcia. They'll reset the offense a little bit. 2:13 to go here. Another screen from Flores, doesn't utilize it too well. They're paying attention heavily to Devin Ramirez. They're not really letting him get free. Garcia gets a screen from Flores. Pick and pop, but he's going to drive over Vargas. 50-48, 153, and Coach Adam Castillo takes a full timeout. And there's going to be 2 timeouts left apiece. I expect them to use them both, as this is a very close game.
50-48, and a great job by George Garcia out there with the aggressiveness there, the patience, and then driving in baseline, making that layup there. And like I said, Christian, on the line once again for the Franklin Cougars is a share of a district championship with Americas if they win this ball game. If Eastwood wins, they get bragging rights to the fact that they beat the second best team in their district. They're giving them momentum going into the playoffs, because that's the one thing you want to do when you go into the playoffs to start next week. You're going to have momentum, no doubt.
Right, and with these, when you look at the standings, these top 3 teams are neck and neck, and then there's really a drop-off. So these teams on any given day could probably beat one another. and then a rematch go the opposite way. They're very tightly contested. We saw Eastwood last week against Americas, and that was a very close game. And now you're looking at this one. It's another close game again. Can Eastwood get over the hump? They haven't been able to beat Franklin. They haven't been able to beat Americas, but can they do it tonight on the last night of the regular season play in District 6-1A? It'll be Franklin ball, up to 1:53 to go. Gabe Aguilar will bring it. You have Bowles, Jaime, Tarango, and Vargas in. For Eastwood, you have Mora, Devin Ramirez, George Garcia, Ryan Martinez, and Alexander Flores. Pressure here, the 1-2-1-1 diamond pressure. They're going to trap the corners, but they'll break it easily. Here comes Bowles. He's got a chance here. Sidesteps, air balls. Alexander Flores made him think a little hard about it, but loses the ball there. But now Alexander Flores recovers, now gives it to Ramirez. You don't want to give him too much space. He can pretty much hit from anywhere on this floor. Drives in, gets stripped by Jaime. Beautiful defense. Now Bowles to bring it across, and Devin Ramirez tips it.
Great defense being played by the freshman, Devin Ramirez. Aggressive play there. You know, offensively, he got stripped, but then he comes back and plays defense and forces the ball to go out of bounds. So good job by him.
Noah Jaime with the ball, looking for Adam Bowles or Gabe Aguilar. They're going to take their time, though. 1:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Now here comes Gabe Aguilar. He's going to get a foul from Ryan Martinez. That's what Coach Peter Morales wanted. 1:06 here to go in the fourth.
And they can follow him one more time and not have the free throw shot going on for Franklin. So 1 minute, 6 seconds, Christian, 2-point ball game. Substitution made as Edgar Ramos checks back into the game for the Troopers.
Gabe Aguilar to bring it in. Jaime will get it across the the half-court line, and he'll get fouled there by Edgar Ramos.
You know, I think they could have waited a little bit longer to foul, but, you know, I guess when you look at that, there's just 1 minute, 3 seconds, so you want to save as much time as you can if you're Coach Peter Morales.
Now I guess they'll try to do it again. They still need 2 more fouls before they get to 1-1. Now they'll play defense. There's no shot clock, so you're going to have to force something. Almost a pick there from Devin Ramirez. Bowles
We're going to have a timeout by Coach Adam Castillo there.
So another timeout just because Adam Bowles was a little out of control. Devin Ramirez almost picked it off. This possession is going to be crucial with 47 seconds to go here in the final quarter.
And we're going to have a substitution when play resumes as Colin Cromines will check back into the game here for the Cougars there. What a tremendous game. It's been a game of runs. Eastwood started this game. You know, they had their biggest lead was 7 points in the first half. Franklin came back. You know, they had a 1-point lead at halftime. Their biggest lead in the second half was 8. Eastwood came back. They tied up the ball game with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in this game in regulation, so to say, because we might still be able to go to overtime. But then when the game was tied, it was a big three-pointer by Pedro Tarango, you know, that kind of shifted the momentum back in Franklin's favor, and Franklin has been able to maintain the lead ever since then.
47 seconds here to go. Gabe Aguilar will bring it in for Franklin. You have Tarango, Jaime, Bowles, and Cromines in for Franklin. Trying to get it in. Will dangerously get it to Cromines. Cromines looking to pass it, gets it over to Gabe Aguilar. 42 seconds here to go. And they'll get a foul called there on George Garcia. 39 seconds. They still have to get one more before they get into the bonus. So Eastwood will try to force a turnover here. They'll try to trap over there in the corner. They'll get the ball picked. Devin Ramirez dives for it. It'll be Franklin ball. Eastwood being super aggressive
Yep,
there.
they almost had that turnover there, Christian. 33.7 seconds left in this game.
Picked Jaime. Jaime was able to just hustle enough. Here comes the inbound. Foul there, so that should be 1-1 for Noah Jaime. What a crazy little event there. Almost losing the ball was Noah Jaime. And then the ball just squirted out of bounds. Ramirez was almost able to get to it for the troop.
Noah, go ahead. I was going to say Noah's got 14 points in this ball game.
And we'll see in the moment how he holds up here. Crowd getting a little loud. It is 1-1. He hits the first one. 51-48. They go up by 3. Crowd getting loud here once again. And he misses it, so it's going to be a 3-point game with 30 seconds left. Eastwood has a chance to tie it right here in the moment. 24 seconds left. Garcia out to Mora. Doesn't like the 3, gets it inside, out. Ramos, 3 ball, no good. Rebound, can Eastwood keep it alive? No, it'll be Franklin ball. 13 seconds here to go. And Ramos had a very good look, just short ironed it.
And like I said, no shot clock. Eastwood has to foul. They have no other choice.
Bowles now with it, 12.6 to go. Bowles will get 1 and 1 again. And Ramos has his hands on his head. He knew, had a wide open look. Nobody in the neighborhood, just short ironed it. Maybe the moment just got to him a little bit.
Well, I don't know about that. I think he just got a little bit too aggressive, with that shot there. But now Bowles has the opportunity to ice this ball game, Christian.
And they'll go up 4.
How many times we talk about it? I played high school basketball. I know you played as well. It's like, make your free throws. You make your free throws, you win ball games, and that's exactly what's going on right now.
Hits them both. 5-point ball game. Eastwood would have to go quick here. They'd have to shoot a 3 and then get a foul. He's taking way too much time. Mora, 3 ball. That's no good. That's going to be pretty much the icing. Took too much time there.
They're going to have to time back to the clock because the clock ran about another 3 seconds. So they're going to have to add time back on the clock.
Oh, the Franklin coaches wanted at 1.6.
Yeah,
they put 2.7.
No, it was supposed to be 2.7. Yeah.
So Eastwood will have one last shot to maybe get it a little closer.
I think they're going to let him just take a shot here.
He's got to shoot it. And short irons it is Devin Ramirez. So Franklin will celebrate accordingly as they get a piece of the district championship in 6A. They will be co-district champions, and they will get the discussion tomorrow about maybe the 1 or 2 seed heading into the playoffs.
And that was a great job by the Franklin Cougars there. They were down by 7 points in the first quarter. They came all the way back. They took a 1-point lead, at halftime. Then they had a 8-point lead of their own, and then they maintained. I think the big thing is when you had that big 3 by Pedro Tarango, that when the game was tied and the momentum went back to the Franklin Cougars.
Just doing the little things they didn't do in the first half. They did it early on in the third quarter, and that's what separated the difference between the first and second half.
Trying to get Coach Castillo's attention to join us. He did. He just gave us like a thumbs up. That go. You know what? When you win a district championship, it's something that you got to be very happy for. And Franklin, like I said, a team that we've seen before. They won the McDonald's tournament. Now they win a share of the district. Let them do their thing, Christian. I mean, I'm sure they're celebrating. They're going to do some things. They're going to take some pictures there. We'll see if we have time to bring Coach Castillo here if he wants to talk to us. But still a great job by the Franklin Cougars, and congratulations to them. They got a share of the district championship.
And they came alive after having some nerves. They settled down. The third quarter was the big difference maker. Then their role players just coming alive when they needed it the most. that's what the difference was, really, hitting those layups and hitting those shots.
Welcome to the EP Sports Network postgame show.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Yes, sir.
The difference, you were down 7 at one point. You were missing some easy shots inside. What was the message at halftime to rally your team?
Well, you know what? I think it came even before halftime. We were a little unsettled. Ben's been a big part of our program for, the last 2 years. He's been our guy in the center, our rim protector, averages, 8 points for us in the paint. So losing him kind of rattled us a little bit early on. But really the guys, once they settled in, they won it for him. They took it to him. They know that Ben wanted this just as much as anyone. They know that he wanted to be on the floor with them, and the guys rallied around and got it done for him.
You had some big moments where, your role players like Darango hits a 3, Bowles hits 2, Jaime comes alive a little bit, and then Gabe Aguilar had 16 or I believe 18 points. Those guys really stepped up. What sort of did they understand that district was at stake? Was that kind of blaring on them a little bit, being co-district champions?
Oh, yes, sir. We haven't shied away from the moment at all. We've talked about it. We knew that we have the character type of guys that it wasn't going to be too big for them talking about it. They knew what they were playing for today. They also knew Eastwood was kind of locked into that 3 seed, so they were going to come out loose and ready to go, playing in front of their student section over there. So we knew what to expect.
And so what's the conversation tomorrow now that you're tied for first? How do you determine who gets first and who gets second?
Oh, that seeding talk, we'll save that for tomorrow morning with Americas. We got some meetings going on tomorrow. For tonight, we're just going to celebrate this one. Enjoy it. First one for Franklin in 18 years. We're going to enjoy it tonight.
Coach, congratulations. Thank you again.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
So that is Franklin coach Adam Castillo celebrating a share of the 6-1A championship, Christian. He talked about it, how big those guys are coming off the bench and making those big buckets.
First one in 18 years for Franklin, so it's,
wow.
It's a big one.
Wow. I did not realize it had been that long since Franklin had a share of the district championship. Well, you know what? This is just a preview of what we can expect for the playoffs, and we'll have a couple of games for you here on EP Sports Network starting next week. Once we find out what the playoff seedings are going to be, we'll put that up on the website, and then we'll hopefully be able to broadcast a couple of these games like we did. Your final thoughts on this game before we wrap it up, Christian?
Just, talking to Coach there, they knew the moment, they knew the situation, and I think really once they got affected by the injury of Delo, they sort of felt a little rattled, but they locked in. And that's really a big thing from Coach Castillo, is that they're not afraid of the big moment. And so that we'll see how Ben Delo is, and we'll see if he's able to come back. But this team can win with the size of Vargas and Aguilar. And Eastwood played loose. They had the home crowd. They were locked into the 3 seed. There was nothing there for them, so they played with nothing to lose and everything to give to Franklin. But Franklin responded, and that was big for them.
Got a tremendous job, like you said, by Franklin. Down by 7 at one point, come all the way back, have an 8-point lead. I sound like a broken record, but still the bottom line is that they got it done, and district champions, congratulations to them. First one, you said 18 years?
18 years.
Wow, that is crazy. So congratulations to the Franklin Cougars. They get a share of the 6-1A basketball district championship. That's going to wrap it up for us. Remember, go to the website. We'll have all the information about the playoffs and who's going to play who as soon as we find out tomorrow morning. So for Christian Molinad, I am Mando the Master Medina. Thanks so much for joining us here. You've been listening to Texas High School Basketball on EP Sports Network.